Yayo, yayo, ho, ho. Set sail for One Piece. Set sail for One Piece.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Animac here from Anime Uproar. Welcome back to the One Piece Virgin podcast. We are back to discuss chapters 1009 to 1011, and we're currently taking a week break from our Naruto Virgin podcast, which is between arcs. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. And of course, support the Rank of Anime podcast on Spotify. Give us a follow. That means a lot to us. Nux and Briggs, how you guys doing?
Nux and Briggs are doing pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, I'm glad to be back
with a mutual entity.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about One Piece again because the chapters are not coming out really every week. Often you have breaks. We don't do it as often. We do it like once a month or less. So whenever we finally come back, I do like to get excited.
You know, Animac's excited when he says, "I'm excited."
I'm excited.
It's true.
It's one of the telltale signs of the match.
Actually, you know how I know he's excited? He's been saying that he's been wanting to do a One Piece related rant for a little while now.
Yes, I'm excited to do a rant.
All right, Animac, rant away before we start. This is like a Rant Cafe offshoot.
Guys, I'm going to be ranting about One Piece for a little bit before we get into the chapters. And that rant is about female representation in One Piece. So, let me tell you guys, I'm taking you guys to a Twitter thread that I started. So, as soon as I say Twitter, you know it's bad. But
Briggs, you want to play Apex?
You guys can play Apex while I go.
Apex is down, bro. Today of all days.
So, I saw some fan account of Jujutsu Kaisen tweet, unironically, that Jujutsu Kaisen has the most powerful female representation in anime. And this is just based on season 1.
Who?
So I was like,
who?
Okay, it doesn't matter, but it was like a fan account.
I bet who in Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
The Wham, I know who it was. What's her name? Tabata Namakata.
Nobara or something? Nobara?
Yeah, the Whammin with the voodoo dolls.
No, yeah, but she's good, and I like the series so far. But this, not even talking about the manga, this is just season 1 of the anime. Like, bro, watch some anime. So I posted like a quote tweet replying saying, because this was getting a lot of likes, I was like, yo, check out other anime like, Claymore, Black Lagoon, FMAB. And then I also put in One Piece in there because I actually feel that One Piece has some great representation of women as powerful characters. But I knew that putting in One Piece there
that's not One Piece's strong suit, I would say. But okay.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I knew that One Piece would not receive a unanimously positive reaction, but that is why I put it there, specifically because I feel that is the case.
Wow.
And I want to explain why. So there were a few people who responded saying, oh, no, not One Piece. One Piece has bad female representation. So I was like, okay, let's dive into it. Why would you say that? Because if you look at characters like Nami, Robin, and all the other, more well-developed characters in the story, do they have a compelling backstory? Yes, they do. Do they have character development? Yes, they do. Are they an important part of the story? Yes, they are. Are they important to other characters in the story? Yes, they are. So, because the argument is often, because you get fan service in One Piece, the women are being objectified. And I said that is objectively not true, because objectifying means that you are reducing someone to an object for sexual gratification. And clearly, these characters, especially the more main ones like Nami and Robin, clearly they're much more than just objects. They are very real, well-developed characters in the story. So that was the argument that I was making. I was debunking these claims, right?
I think that's fair.
I mean, I would say that you're taking the claims a little out of context. I know it's ironic because Twitter's the people that take things out of context. But I think you're taking the claims a little out of context, I think. Because the claims aren't claiming that One Piece objectifies women as opposed to Jujutsu Kaisen, which doesn't objectify women. I don't think that was the point. It was just, as far as badass female characters go, you can't compare the One Piece, male to female ratio to some, to be frank, newer shonens like Black Clover or Jujutsu Kaisen. And I think that is relatively valid. Like, One Piece, as far as badass characters, the male to women ratio is it's not looking too good for the women.
But you're saying badass. That doesn't mean that there aren't female characters that are well written and that are
the word
very important to the story.
The word was Nux. The word was powerful, not badass. And you can be powerful in various ways. I think that
Okay, I guess
It
we
was-
took the word powerful to mean different things in this.
Are we power
Yeah, so I
scaling now,
didn't, I
boys?
didn't take, I didn't take it just as badass. I took it as, strong, well-developed characters. Have their own important presence in the story. And I mean, you do have, I think, badass characters, strong characters. Like obviously, one of the Yonko is the biggest MILF in the world.
Although
Yeah,
she
but
is the
you
worst of
have
the
to realize-
Yonkos.
Right, that's what I was about to say. Not only is she the worst of first of all, it's one Yonko, and there are a whole bunch of Yonko in the story, right? Like if you look at the Yonko tier characters, you got, let's say, the 3 admirals, which are all dudes. You got the 4 emperors, 1 woman, 3 dudes, right? The previous generation of Yonkos, you got, like, the top tier was Roxy Zebek, which is a dude, and Roger, a dude, Whitebeard, a dude. So, like, I could see why someone would say, not that the women in One Piece are objectified, because I agree with you 100% that Nami is a great character, like, as far as characters go.
Mhm.
It's just as far as powerful female characters, I don't necessarily think that One Piece.
Also,
I think
if you just
fairy
look at
tales
if you
are
just look
much
at the main crew, it's only Robin and Nami, right? So it's
Right,
like,
you look-
Yeah, but I mean,
and I think
guys, you have to-
all of the side character, oh, not all the side character, like all of the Straw Hats don't get a lot of attention these days because there's so many of them, and we're getting into like really deep arcs. So like Nami and Robin probably haven't had their time to shine for a while, but they're still developed characters that are like critical to the crew, and the same things happened to Frankie and Chopper, there's
Yeah, but
happened
the
that there's
thing you
2 of
guys
them.
have to also remember is, historically, pirates.
Oh,
The vast
no.
majority was men. There were some women,
My guy,
but those
my
were
guy.
the exception.
I'm
and
glad you
certainly when you're
brought
talking
that up.
about, captains and stuff, they were almost exclusively all men.
Dude, I'm happy you brought that up because, to be frank, me saying that there aren't powerful women in One Piece is not a detriment to One Piece. There just weren't female pirates. In fact, they wouldn't let female pirates on the cruise of pirate crews because they brought bad luck, according to like
Pirates of the
pirate lore.
Caribbean.
Well, no, that was actual pirate.
I know,
lore.
I'm just making a joke, Nuxie boy.
And I personally
So
much
I don't-
prefer.
Hold on,
I
man.
prefer.
Wait a second.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm not saying that there aren't powerful female characters in One Piece. Therefore, One Piece is sexist and terrible and a disaster and must be canceled. I get it that in the actual scope of the story, being that female pirates weren't really a thing, and you didn't really have female marines like back in those days. The women didn't fight in the pirate age, like in history. So I get that there are less female powerful characters.
Mm-hmm.
But don't say that there are just as powerful female characters in One Piece as there are in Jujutsu Kaisen or Black Clover. Or
Well, I didn't realize
Fairy
we were
Tail.
talking about like power here. I thought so when they were talking about it, like if you look at the characters in Jujutsu Kaisen, and compare them to someone like Nami with a thorough backstory, and like they need her for the navigation of the crew, or Robin, who literally Luffy can't become the Pirate King without Robin. They're so critical, so well developed, and they've all had their moments. And obviously, it's unfair to compare it to one season of Jujutsu Kaisen, but I feel no connection to any of the female characters in that series.
Yeah, so Nux, that is what the way I took the powerful. I didn't take it as just a power scaling, because if you look at Jujutsu Kaisen the first season, all the men are the most powerful characters. Like the most powerful characters are all men. Gojo,
Oh, dude,
Sukuna,
Exactly.
etc.
That's why I said that if you're looking for
It's
an example,
shonen, boys. It's shonen, boys.
Dude, Jujutsu Kaisen's a bad example of it because all the strong characters are all dudes.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
literally.
why I
That's
assumed.
why I thought it was a garbage tweet.
That's why
Yeah.
That's why I assumed that it wasn't about just power scaling. I thought it was like powerful, well-developed female characters. Like they're strong and they have their own say in the story. Because in One Piece, you have many of them, like from your precious Boa Hancock to
Let's go, a simp.
Big Mom, who I
Literally
personally,
even Boa.
personally, I think Big Mom is a way cooler character than Kaido. I don't know why anyone likes Kaido.
I don't like Big Mom, to be honest.
I like her more than Kaido by a lot.
Well, I'm still waiting on the backstories and the arc finales.
Yeah, obviously talking about this point up to this point, but I do like Shanks and Blackbeard more because they're so cool. I think that Big Mom is cooler than Kaido. Maybe not stronger, probably not stronger, but cooler.
Hmm.
Anyway, so the thing is, Nox, you're right. Like we can, it's about how you define powerful. But the main issue was that in the reply, so I said I think One Piece is one of the examples.
Yeah, when you
but
look at
I
people
had,
arguing in the replies, it
I had,
seemed like they weren't talking about power scaling. Because if you were to take it that way, I guess all anime is sexist because Goku would kick everyone's ass.
Yeah, except Saitama's.
Of course, no, I meant every female's ass. My apologies.
But the thing was that not Vados, but anyway, let me just get into this because the thing was that I had like 5 different examples, and One Piece was one of them. But the replies that I was most concerned about addressing were not the ones saying, "Oh man, One Piece is not the best example, but it's okay." It was the replies that said, "No, One Piece has no good female representation. Period." And then when I got into it with some of those people, and I explained the things I explained earlier on about, well, they have backstories and all that type of
Why
stuff.
do you get into it with people on Twitter?
I got into it because I'm a masochist, but just hear me out. Yes. The idea was that, hey, yeah, there's fan service in One Piece, but there's, on top of the fan service, there's also, really great characters who are much more than just the fan service. And most people agreed with me that, yeah, you make a good point there. But there were a few who were just couldn't let go. And even though they accepted, yeah, what you're saying is true, the fan service was the only issue they had.
It's like they were so blinded by the size of Nami's titties that they couldn't see the good character that she actually was. And it's sad. It's sad.
And like this one,
people think that Nami has more fan service in One Piece than like Zoro. Like, I don't get it. You have Zoro doing a badass moment just because, like, he'll nonchalantly like twist his head and like 14 people instantly get decapitated all around him because of his epicness. Like, that's essentially fan service. I would argue.
While he's wearing his shirt that you could constantly see his abs and scars.
This dude doesn't wear his shirt. He wears sleeves.
I meant like his kimono that he currently has. Like, he has no shirt underneath, Yeah,
the guy he shows off like his ripped abs, his epic pecs, and like his 12 scars.
Well, according to the one guy who kept arguing with me on this and wouldn't concede the point, he kept trying to spam me some video that someone else made talking about the male gaze. Oh no, the male gaze. And the idea is that, when men watch shonen, when they see the men with the muscles, they'd be like, "Oh, I want to be like this person." But when they see the hot woman, they're like, "Oh, I want to be with this person." And that is bad for some reason. And my whole point is,
there's also female viewers that are heterosexual that would be the reverse. It's like, oh, like,
yeah, and
I want to be like this girl, and I would want to be with this guy. What's the argument?
Yeah, no, but that's the whole thing. Like, if you look at the demographics of shonen, yeah, the vast majority it's gonna be straight men, and that's okay. Like, why not appeal to them with some fan service as long as the characters whose fan service you are using are also really cool characters? There's nothing wrong with that. You're sure some people are uncomfortable with it or don't like fan service, and that's totally their right. But then they can either skip over it or watch something else. My issue is, and what the reason I want to do this rant and what I want to warn you guys about is, a lot of people want to avoid conflict. No one wants to, be arguing. So when someone says, "Oh, One Piece has bad female representation because of fan service," people are tempted to be like, "Oh yeah, it's okay. It's not the best. You're right," and just agree. But don't agree, because often the people that are making this claim, that is just step one for them. Like, they're not just critiquing this. They want to actually change One Piece and other anime to fit their own personal tastes and their own often political and cultural opinions.
Please, some random social justice warrior in the West on Twitter has no effect on the Japanese market. Like, the reason why there's this fan service is to sell merchandise and figures. Like, there's no way.
One would hope, but my point is this, Nux. My point is this. Don't concede the point just to, not be attacked or just to shut them up or whatever. If the point is not valid, they can have their own opinion, but trying to pressure,
I just ignore it, man.
Trying to pressure people into changing the anime industry or changing how anime is done to suit them because of like, "Oh, women can't enjoy it as much because of the fan service," or, "Oh, if I don't like fan service, I can't enjoy it enough. So having this is actually gatekeeping. You should take it out." It's like, how about no, bro? How about no? How about not allowing people who dislike things to influence it just because they don't personally like it? Because what's next? Like, then it'll be like, "Well, Oda likes to show a lot of meat, and I'm a vegan, so I kind of find it offensive that meat is glorified in One Piece. So let's change that as well."
Yo, One Piece finally goes ahead and introduces, honestly, one of the most badass characters in all of One Piece, Yamato. Like, unironically, I think that Yamato's introduction was one of my favorite character introductions in One Piece altogether. And then you got Twitter saying, "Yamato's a dude."
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't followed Twitter that closely about One Piece because this, like I said, this thread wasn't even about One Piece. It just ended up being like replies about One Piece that made me get into it. But yeah, my point is, One Piece does have good female representation. It also has fan service. There's nothing wrong with fan service. If you don't like fan service, that's cool, but there's nothing wrong with it. And you shouldn't let people convince you that One Piece is bad or has bad female representation because they personally don't like fan service. And I bet those same people are not doing the same thing about like yaoi anime and stuff, right? Because if I say, well, you know what, I think the plot of Yuri on Ice is really interesting, but I don't like yaoi stuff, so can you just take out all the yaoi stuff so I can enjoy it? They would lose their minds. So don't do that to shonen. And, then we're all good.
Okay. Good
Cool.
rant, Animac.
Good rant, Animac.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Now,
are we going to get to the
best
chapters?
fight? Let's talk about the best fight right away. Let's get into the good stuff. Orochi versus the Scabbards. Let's go.
Wow. Two pieces. Honestly, I predicted from the beginning of this castle invasion that it would be Orochi versus the Scabbards. You know why?
Because they both suck and they're irrelevant.
Exactly. No one cares about the Scabbards. No one cares about Orochi. Let the irrelevant good guys take out the irrelevant bad guys so we can actually have decent characters fighting the main bad guys. Let's go.
Sounds about right.
I was saying it the whole time. I was like, dude, if you imagine if Luffy's big fight is Orochi and freaking goddamn Kinemon takes out Kaido, I would cry.
Yeah, never.
I mean,
never.
that would be ridiculous. That's never going to
I know.
Imagine
Imagine
Kinemon.
Kinemon's like, yes, I will channel my inner Odin. Slices him in half.
Bro, I will say this for Kinemon, though. I just watched, I'm watching the anime now. I'm such a not virgin anymore that I'm actually watching the anime, and I'm at the Odin being with the weird pirates part. And before that, so before they leave Wano, Kinemon fist bumps Whitebeard.
And your point is?
My point is...
You mean like, wow, that was the coolest thing Kinemon has ever done.
It probably was, but that point alone, fist bumping Whitebeard, should give you some respect for Kinemon, bro.
I have as much respect as the Kinemon as the rubble under Whitebeard's feet that he walks upon. Yep. Kinemon's a garbage character. I've said it before and I'll say it again. And what's really annoying is that the One Piece community somehow likes him. And everyone's complaining, oh yeah, Big Mom is so annoying that she gets amnesia and stuff. Nah, bro. That was We'll talk about that. But Kinemon is so trash, it's sad.
I honestly don't mind Kinemon at all. I agree with you that he's not very relevant, and he's certainly not someone I care about what happens to him. But I don't think he's actively annoying.
Well, the fact that you don't care doesn't kind of makes him a bad character. But at the same time,
agree.
I don't think he's
This man-
annoying. I don't think he's annoying. He's mid.
Kinemon, I just don't like panels that he's in. He's been around for a decade, and he still sucks. I feel nothing for him. If this man would literally get his foot trapped in a bear trap on the way to the island and just die there of gangrene disease, I literally would not bat an eye.
Nice. Okay. So
like I said, I think he's just there. He's okay. I'm not actively annoyed by him, but you seem to be actively annoyed by him, Nux.
No. The reason why I'm annoyed by him is because Oda has done so many amazing things with characters that makes me really actually care about them. And I feel like someone that actually got as much love, as much time as Kinemon should be someone that I care about. I cared about Senor Pink. Dude, Senor Pink.
Oh, yes.
That legend. This dude was around for 2 chapters.
Yeah.
I know.
Dude, Kinemon was around for 500 chapters.
Okay, I would say Senior Pink was more than 2, but still, in the limited amount of time he had, he is such a badass. One of the most Chadley characters in the series for sure. And I just want to point out someone's comment in chat. Nah, Nux, you are Todorokiing Kinemon.
I'm not Todoroki.
I love how that's a term.
I am not Todorokiing Kinemon. Let me be clear. Todoroki is actually a decent character that had some frustrating points that make Briggs hate him. I think Kinemon is a bad character. He's honestly, worse than Cracker.
Well, why do you think he's a bad character as opposed to just an okay side character?
Okay, side character shouldn't take up the whole story.
But he doesn't. He's just one of the guys that served Odin,
He's not just one of the guys that served
And also,
Odin.
he's protecting Momo and had to bring Momo back and all that. So he was relevant to the actual plot of the story. It's nothing about him.
Talking about what he did. He sounded Momo and he protected
And he
Momo.
did this and that. Yeah, no, I do agree with you, Nux. I think he's just a
When you
all
have
right
a character
character.
that has as much screen time as this dude, he should make you feel more. I felt more for Killer when Killer had ate the smile or whatever. No, when he was like doing that laugh thing, and Kid met Killer, and Kid was like, "What did they do to you?" And Killer's laughing while crying, showing you that like he was twisted by Kaido's crew. That scene, Killer. This Killer's he's the lieutenant of another guy. Like what the hell, man? That was more powerful of a moment than any moment Kinemon had in this story.
It's funny how this episode of One Piece version is turning into a Rant Cafe, and I kind of love it.
Yeah. By the way, if you like this for some reason and you don't know about the Rank of Fate, check it out. Yeah. So basically, the Orochi versus the Scabbards fight began, and Orochi actually used his Devil Fruit to try to defeat them because he thinks, okay, they've been weakened by Kaido, they're injured, I can take them out now, and, all the fear that I've felt for all these years of their ghosts will finally be gone, and, he thinks he's the protagonist of the story, and now he's going to overcome his fears and destroy them, and it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. I wish he was dead already, but,
And you know what was pretty pog? It was pretty pog that it was only really 2 or 3 pages, and they just, like, all cut off his head at once, and it was hype.
He didn't die though, did he? I think
Probably
that's
not.
still going to happen. Like that fight is still going to continue
Yeah, I don't think he's dead.
because he's some kind of like self-generating Hydra type
Mm.
fruit, right?
Yeah, I think he'll still find a way to spring back up.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure he will.
I think
By the way,
I would
he's such a slime ball in the anime. Wow.
Yeah, the perfect foil character to Kinemon, who's just a nothing.
Yeah, Kinemon the greatest. I think Odin is the big guy.
I mean, honestly, I know this is maybe controversial, but the Odin flashback is carrying Wano so far. Like,
I agree. I really
also
like
agree.
it, and I
Especially
like
when
the
they weren't on Wano as well. Like even like with the stuff with Goldie Roger and all that. Like I loved it.
Yeah, I think Wano, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I think it's because Oda waited for so long to finally have a Japan-inspired place. So he wants to just like revel in it and explore all the little details. And there's a ton of cultural references, but it's not necessarily something that we personally relate to as much. So we're not like, we're just comparing it to the other arcs, and we're like, okay, well, this isn't, necessarily the best thing yet. But it's still good.
I'm enjoying this fight so far, or as of recently, like the last 2 chapters of the story. But we're still in 1009.
Yeah, so then after the whole big epic Scabbard Orochi fight, which changed the world, we returned to the main fight where we actually saw some really cool things. We saw that Kaido was now actively dodging blows from Luffy because he knows it's gonna hurt. And even Big Mom was surprised, like, you're actually dodging from this kid, and he's like, yeah, it's gonna hurt. So I thought that was like a one.
And
big
Luffy
preview.
called him out on it too. Oh, you dodged that attack.
Wait, hold on. We didn't talk about the Zoro thing in the last One Piece version, did we?
No,
Yeah.
that happens here.
Yeah, that's before the dodging attacks, right?
No, it isn't.
Oh, my bad.
Oh no, crap!
I must say,
No,
so
you're
one
right.
thing I'm
No,
disliking.
you're right.
That's
You're
one
right.
thing
Yeah, right.
real quick, the one thing I'm disliking about this fight is now that like the combat is becoming more over the top, it's a little bit harder to follow what's happening in some panels. Like versus when it was like a little bit like grounded in reality, the fighting, it's a lot easier for the paneling to make sense. I'm not, it's like, especially with his like cluttered art style, I'm not loving reading it.
So the thing is, I've never loved reading fights in One Piece. It was always for the big moments for me. Like the fights, like I could take it or leave it. I think the one exception to that is, like and I'm talking about like the mechanics of the fight, as opposed to like the overall themes and stuff. But like I think Luffy versus Doflamingo is really good. Like you see the whole country like collapse around Doflamingo as he smashes into the ground. Like that was really cool. But
Oh no,
as
there's a
far
lot
as
of good fights in One Piece, man. Kata
Yeah,
Curry's
yeah,
fight, like
as far as the intricate back and forths, I just don't love how the manga is written.
fair enough.
Yeah.
We've always
so
said it's the big moments in fights are usually more entertaining than the actual combat itself.
There was a big Zoro moment before Kaido's dodging Luffy, and that was when Zoro blocks that incredible attack from both of the
That's
Yonkos.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and
brother.
he blocks it, but only for a second. but it's just enough to save the other supernovas because they were about to get wrecked. So yeah, Zoro, he comes in clutch
he
there.
didn't just block an attack. He blocked a crazy combined attack. They were like,
from both of them, which is nuts, which is nuts. And then he only gets crazier from here in these.
No, and also he, I'm pretty sure it's mentioned over there that Zoro, like they said, Kaido says like, "Well, swordsman, I didn't know you could use Conqueror's Haki." That's like really epic, bro.
Oh yeah, so that happens a bit later.
Yeah, that's later on, I believe.
That happens when Zoro actually manages to wound Kaido. And Kaido's like, oh shit, this wound is going to stay with me. Kind of
like it's an Odin-esque wound.
Yeah. So, and do you think that's related to the sword? Because it's probably related to the sword, right?
Well, I thought that was Conqueror's Haki just because Zoro could do it.
Well, he has a sword imbued with armament Haki, but on top of that, he mentioned he has Conqueror's Haki, right? And they said it twice as well. So I think it's a combination, and Zoro's strong enough to do it.
Yeah, I predicted him having Conqueror's Haki for the longest time because I thought that it would kind of be just like Rayleigh has Conqueror's Haki.
Like, it's cool because he's the right-hand man to Luffy, and he's fighting on par, if not stronger, than people like Kid and Law, and it's really badass.
Yeah. So I thought it was like really, really cool that he's becoming the right hand of the king, just like Rayleigh was.
Yes, and I think that later on in these chapters, they start talking about Luffy and Kaido while they're fighting. Luffy realizes that you can infuse things with Conqueror's Haki.
So that's what he did.
Including objects, which I think then, I think Odin was doing that with the sword, with the legendary sword. Enma,
but then wouldn't that also be what the Scabbards did? And there's no way the Scabbards all have Conqueror's Haki.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, I don't think. No,
but we do know that Zoro knows how to imbue his swords with armament Haki. So if he could do the same thing with Conquerors, that'd be pretty cool, and that's very possible. Zoro
is an extremely cool individual. I love that man.
If only we understood him. If only.
It's a shame. No one does.
It's unfortunate.
Maybe if I go back to making like anime videos.
Anime says that maybe there was Odin's Conqueror's Haki in Enma that Zoro was able to use rather than his own Conquerors.
That's also possible.
No, that's stupid. It was Conqueror's Haki.
We know that Zoro could use it, so.
Yeah, it's just that the whole focus on objects being infused with Conqueror's Haki later on in the chapters is what made me think that the sword is relevant too.
I don't know, man. I'm a little confused. I didn't think that it was Conqueror's Haki that they were putting.
Yeah, isn't it just armament?
That's what I thought.
Okay, so in my notes, I had Luffy learns to infuse things with Conqueror's Haki, and then he actually manages to knock Kaido down. That's the moment where he knocks Kaido down.
Dude, I love his advanced Haki that he's using now. That like he can block an attack without even fucking touching the object that he's blocking. Like he's
that's really cool. That's ultra armament Haki.
I think both him and Kaido were using that. Like they were fighting, but they weren't even hitting each other, right?
Yes. And we've seen that so many times before in the series. I love when Oda does this. Like, if you remember when Shanks fought Whitebeard back in the day when he was warning him about Blackbeard, my boy Shanks and Whitebeard, when they clashed, like their swords weren't touching each other, and it shattered the skies apart. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah, so you're saying that's also the Rio Haki, potentially?
So that's this... The way I was understanding it, I just thought it was like an ultimate armament Haki. That's how I read it. I didn't think it was...
Well, some people are reading it as a combination of armament and Conquerors.
Maybe. Regardless, what's really cool about this now is with this type of Haki, like Luffy doesn't need a blade to hurt Kaido because his physical attacks will penetrate like internally because the Haki extends past his fist, you know?
Imagine needing a blade, cringe.
Weak mindset.
Oh, God. Poor Zoro, jeez.
Don't give it up, Zolo.
That's like his whole thing, guys.
No one understands him.
No one.
It's kind of sad, actually.
All right.
Yeah, I think from the chapters, it was pretty clear to me that it was Conquerors. They call it some King's Haki.
Yo, Zolo's going hard in this chapter. He even cuts Prometheus in half.
No, dude, he's a monster.
And then Big
Yeah,
Mom
so-
falls. Yo, oh.
Yeah, so
No, Zoro carried the first half of that fight, like single-handedly.
Yo,
so
his
the whole
back
thing that
hurts.
happens, what happens is that the supernovas are working to separate Big Mom and Kaido because they know they can't beat them both together. So they start working on taking out Big Mom's homies, and then they throw her off of the flying island in the hope that if she falls, off the island, she won't be able to get back without the homies.
Maybe
And
fall in
then
the
they can just-
water, isolate
Not gonna lie,
the two
I
strong
still-
opponents.
I still absolutely love that they're called homies.
Yeah, I do too.
That is unironically amazing.
Yeah, and then Zeus gets trapped by Kid's contraption, but then Prometheus, the flame guy, ends up rescuing Big Mom. So
yeah.
she doesn't fall into the ocean and die, but she is taken away from the main fight for the time being.
Yeah, and you
impressive.
can't have two Yonkos combining their power, especially when like Luffy was like kind of taking him on by himself at one point. Like he can't be a 2v1.
It is I, Prometheus, the flame guy. I do like me Prometheus. I like the homies. Honestly, what I wanted to talk about most in this episode of the One Piece Virgin is Big Mom.
Well, yeah, that's the next chapter. We're still at 10-10.
10-10.
Oh,
10.
here he goes. I knew it. I knew he was going to mention 10-10 from Naruto.
The greatest character in all of Naruto.
Well, at least I know who that is now.
Speaking of anime with pretty meh female representation, like
True story.
One Piece is much superior in the female audience. Like they have Tsunade, yeah, but like Sakura, 10-10, can you compare them to like Nami and Robin? Get out of here.
Bro, what about Sakura's friend, Ino?
Compare her
we
to
don't
Boa? Get out of here.
Yeah, it's kind of cringe.
Cringe. Much like loving your wife.
All right,
Oh,
that can't be a meme, Briggs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're quoting me out of context, so I'm just gonna quote myself out of context.
Yeah, apparently Briggs said that telling your wife you love her is cringe.
It's true. Word for word.
Yes.
Not even like in context talking about ReZero or a certain character, just in general, I think it's a weak mindset, yeah.
So in these three chapters, I think both Zoro and Luffy are absolute stars, and both of them, I think, Conqueror's Haki is what's making the difference here. They're learning to use it and channel it in ways that is now allowing them to exchange blows with the Yonko. Obviously, they're still at a disadvantage, but I think that they've come a long way, and we'll see how far they can take it.
I totally forgot. We got the Ashura back.
Yeah!
That was so cool.
That is in this chapter 10-10, yeah.
10-10. No, but that was so cool. I love that. That was amazing.
This is the third time we've seen it, right? We've seen it in Ennis Lobby, Sabaody, and now Wano.
We've seen it in Sabaody. I don't think it was in Sabaody.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I thought we've only seen it once before in Ennis Lobby against Giraffe, bro.
Chat. Let us know.
When he did the Ashura mode,
3 times.
I lost my mind. All right, people in chat are saying you're right. I believe you. Dude, I lost it when I saw him go Ashura mode.
Yeah, when he had, there's like that
Oh.
creature, like I'm guessing it's from like Hinduism with like a bunch of arms
Mm-hmm.
behind him. Like, yeah, it's so epic.
Yeah, that's such a cool attack. 9 sword style. That was very cool. Yeah, but
I remember I was always so
Anywho.
sad 'cause I saw it in Ennis Lobby. I'm like, why isn't he doing it against anyone he fights? Like, what's going on? And I didn't even remember Sabaody until someone brought that up to me in chat. And I'm like, that's why I was flipping out so hard in this chapter. I'm like, it's back.
well, I mean,
Such a
I
cool
was
attack.
flipping out so hard because he did it, and I think the reason why he didn't do it since like a long, long time ago is Zoro hasn't tried in a fight since the time skip.
That's also
Like-
true. And I just want to learn more about this attack because it makes no sense. What is going on?
It's One Piece logic. How dare you?
Yeah, I know. That's the challenge with One Piece is on the one hand you want to rationally explain everything and how it works and power scale it, but on the other hand, One Piece definitely takes liberties with that conventional power scaling stuff for the sake of awesomeness.
One
So
Piece
it's hard to
takes
say.
liberties for the sake of awesomeness. If that were the case, then Oda would say that like if it has like 40 Gomu Gomus or whatever, as opposed to like an actual range.
Yeah.
He
Yes,
would never do that.
You see, Oda's smart because from the get-go, he did not fall into the trap of like let's calculate and power scale shit because he knew it wouldn't work.
Nah, man, this Oda was planning for Luffy to defeat Goku from the very beginning.
Dude, It looks like our boys have a chance now. Like they're fighting two Yonkos, but they're doing damage. Like it was one thing when they literally couldn't even damage these people, and now we have a chance.
I mean, to be fair,
Do you still think they're gonna fail?
I think if it's just Kaido and Big Mom stays out, I think they have a chance, at least to fight him to a draw.
Well, especially with what happens in 1011 with Big Mom having a terrible character moment.
Terrible character moment.
What are you talking about? Terrible character moment.
I fucking hated the fact that she's like, "Oh my god, how dare Kaido do that?" Like,
what?
You're
Are you
a Yonko. You're a terrible person.
No,
dude, no, that's not okay. I'm actually with Animac on this.
All
one.
right, go for it. Go for it.
The One Piece community was in tatters when it comes to Big Mom. Every single time Big Mom does anything, the One Piece community gets into civil war. Everyone's crazy. Big Mom is a character that's only been getting better as the arcs progress.
I agree.
And
I don't know.
when
I wasn't
Big
like
Mom,
crazy upset when like the whole amnesia thing happened. Like I didn't like hate it, but I wasn't in love. But like this moment, it's like you hate Luffy and his crew so much, and you're clearly not a good person. You're a Yonko with twisted morals.
why are you saying this not good person thing? How is that an argument? These guys are all pirates.
Yeah,
is
But
Luffy a good person?
you realize Big Mom is siphoning people's lives, right?
Yeah, but this is what happens.
Yes, but the world government is enslaving people.
This is what happens. First, there's like a little confrontation between Killer and Hawkins, which basically Hawkins says that Killer has like a 92% chance of getting killed.
No. First it was Killer versus Hawkins and Kid.
Yeah, but then Kid had to go because he he's fighting Kaido and shit, so he had to go. So then Killer said he's gonna stand and fight with Hawkins so the Kid can go. And then Hawkins like, you have like a 90-something% chance of dying, and Killer's like, fuck your odds, bruh. Fuck your odds, bruh.
Yeah,
That's
man.
literally what he said. It said that in the Viz translation. Fuck your odds, bruh.
True story. That's exactly what happened. I was there.
I thought it was a cool moment. And we didn't get to see the fight yet, but I thought it was a cool moment. And then, so basically, Big Mom, once she's knocked down, she's saved by Prometheus, but then she's taken to a totally different section of the island. She's not at the main fight anymore. She goes into on another floor, and that's where she sees Tama, the little girl that, as Olinlin, when she lost her memory, she had communicated with. Tama had helped her, and the people inside the one town had helped her, fed her, and all that type of stuff. So Big Mom appreciates it, and now she still remembers all of that. So she got her other memory back from before, but she also still has the memory of when she had amnesia, and she knows who helped her and who she was friends with and that type of stuff. So she still appreciates Tama and the others. And when she learns from Tama that the town that helped her was burned down by Kaido's forces, she actually gets mad. And she says, in the cruel world of pirates, there is still a code of honor. And I absolutely loved that part.
I'm with Anime.
So I don't think it's terrible yet. I'm just scared to see what happens going forward. Like her having her moment where she snaps and takes out one of Kaido's guys, the dinosaur guy, I don't remember his name, is not inherently bad because she's allowed to have feelings and care for people. Like even if she's a bad person, she's allowed to care for people. I'm just worried for the story going forwards if she's not going to swap sides, obviously. I mean, I fucking hope not. I'm just questioning where this is going to go now. And
well, this is the thing you have to understand.
I'll be honest. When she had her amnesia moment and everyone flips out that, oh my God, this is such terrible writing. Where's this going to go? And I'll be honest, I think it turned out to be good writing. Like it really did. It just ended up as quite fine writing. There was nothing wrong with that.
I mean, yeah, using amnesia has become cliche in modern literature and media.
Cliche in modern literature, but this character has been known to get these memory spasms.
That's true.
That's true. It was foreshadowed in her backstory blatantly.
If it wouldn't have been foreshadowed and there was just this really weird memory loss thing, I'd get it. But this happened to her before.
Yeah. Anyway, regardless, I don't think this is bad writing yet. I'm just scared for where it's gonna go because it was supposed to be two Yonkos versus like a weaker, new generation.
The thing you have to remember is that if it's two Yonkos and if the Supernovas win, people will freak out. They'll say this is bullshit. Oda, how can you do this? Clearly they're supposed to be stronger. Blah blah blah. So this is a way to potentially, deal with
Well,
that.
just split
And
them
also,
up. Splitting them up was a great idea.
no, but what you have to remember about Big Mom is that she doesn't like Kaido either. It's a alliance of convenience.
Mm.
But if she still has a personal attachment to say Tama or someone, that doesn't stop her.
Yeah, yeah,
she's
because
not gonna
Kaido knew that one village saved Big Mom.
no, but she was just pissed because
I get it.
she's
I
the kind of person
understand
that's
why
like,
she would be upset.
yeah, because she's the kind of person that's like, I like this, and if you do something to something I like, I'm gonna attack you. It's not because I'm a good person; it's because I have a personal attachment to it, and I don't want you to fuck with my shit. That's all it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, Kaido being
I
a
am just
tyrant
very
ended
much
up fighting
hoping
to the end.
that this sudden thing is what leads to a victory. I'm just hoping it's not doesn't make it much easier for our boys. Obviously, it's gonna be difficult fighting Kaido regardless. I just hope it's not a big twist because of this.
Well, I mean, I am still hoping we get an emotional climax, or else I know everyone's hyping Wano like crazy, saying that it's the best arc in One Piece. But if we don't get an emotional climax by the end of Wano, I
Yeah, like something related to either Shanks or Blackbeard or something. I agree
like
with you,
even,
Knox.
even the Dressrosa climax, I think just it hit so much harder.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think so far Wano is.
Well, we haven't got our
better
climax
best
yet,
arc.
boys.
I know. I'm bated breath here, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not done yet. I didn't lose hope. I have faith in Oda that he'll pull something out of his hat. But I can't imagine it just ending with the Straw Hats all win their individual battles. Luffy wins his individual battle. Peace is restored to the Force.
Yeah,
I can't see it ending that way.
it can't be like that because the plot has to be advanced towards Laugh-Tale at some point, and it has to be something big. So
Well, I
something
mean,
big
this
has
is
to happen.
advancing towards Laugh-Tale. They beat Yonkos. They get their poneglyphs. They have a map to Laugh-Tale.
Yeah, but it can't just be like smooth sailing. Something has to happen to make that interesting.
Get it smooth sailing because they're pirates.
Yes. We also have to mention Hera, which is I guess another homie. Like it was briefly referenced, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Like I kind of glanced over that chapter,
Same.
but no, it was mentioned like Hera as another homie that appeared.
That makes sense because Hera is
believe.
also a god.
Goddess.
Goddess. There we go.
Sorry for the correction. That was kind of cringe.
Henchwomen.
Let's go.
Yeah, so it's time to test you out. Show me your power, Hera. So it's almost like this is the first time she's using this homie. And we see it's like some female lips coming out of like lightning or something.
Bro, female lips have like a gender now, anime?
Yeah, like they look like they have lipstick on them, dog.
What, men can't have lipstick?
No.
Oh.
It's illegal for men to have lipstick, bro. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
tried it, got arrested.
Well, James Charles is a very upstanding member of the YouTube community, and he would be very upset to hear.
Anyway, Hera was a female goddess. So
No, I know. I'm just commenting on the lips comment.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, we didn't really get to see. There's an implication that it's like a lightning related homie, but we didn't get to see that much of it. Like it causes an
Wait, Hera is
explosion.
also lightning related?
Well, it
Dude,
seems
everything
to
Big
be.
Mom does is lightning related.
Like if you look at
No, Prometheus
if you
is
look
fire.
at chapter
I was
1011,
joking. I was joking.
chapters pages 4 and 5.
Yes.
That's
I'm
where
going there
Hera
right now.
appears.
Yeah, well, she's the wife of Zeus, so maybe that makes sense.
I know what Hera is. Which is, it's ironic that it's Hera, and it would be cool if it's her power, because she's like the goddess of children in Greek mythology.
That's cool.
And Big Mom has lots of children. That's like literally what she's best at. Just pumping out more little guys, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, so Iron DA says Prometheus requested Big Mom to replace Zeus with Hera because Zeus is useless, he says.
Well, I mean, Zeus did kind of, team up with Nami for most of the story.
Dude,
Yeah.
I hope I was hoping she could just permanently have Nami, but that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, so Hera, I guess, is maybe like a twin of Zeus or something with similar powers, I'm guessing. because I don't think here it's gonna be his wife.
It's also cool that she names all of her thingies after like gods and goddesses.
Well, in their world, it's not though. In
Good
their world,
point.
Thank you,
Animac.
Animac.
They're just random names to them,
I'll be
bro.
frank, in our world, it's not too. Last I checked, Zeus has been, relatively underground lately.
Bro, he's on Mount Olympus. What are you talking about?
I played him
Yeah,
in
but
Smite yesterday.
Yeah, Mount Olympus, like, on the top of the Empire State Building.
Do you think Zeus for Straw Hat or what?
I mean, it's technically possible, right? Like it would be with Nami, but it wouldn't be a Straw Hat, obviously. But it's possible.
Yeah, and one of the homies is Napoleon, so that doesn't really work out. Slavic Adonis, thank you for that.
That is
Good
true.
point. It's a good
Right.
argument. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Not going to mince words on that one. Napoleon. I mean,
Yeah, so I am interested in seeing this Hera
Napoleon
thing.
thinks he's a god. How's that? That works, right?
Yeah, I mean, he portrayed himself in like the classical Greek
All right, Animac,
hero
Napoleon.
way. Yeah. So yeah, what I think is gonna happen now with Big Mom, I think she's gonna beat up some of Kaido's men and help Tama in particular because she likes Tama, not necessarily the Straw Hats. I don't think she switches sides altogether, but I think she's preoccupied for long enough for Kaido to have to fight the supernovas on his own.
So what I would hope would happen is she, like you said, she just knocked out the Dino Boy, maybe knocks out some more of Kaido's men, and is currently on no side. Like she's now a third party that if Kid's in her way will take on Kid. I would hope she would turn on Nami and Usopp, but maybe since Tom was there, maybe not. But yeah, any like Law, anyone else, like she should turn on them and not be on their sides, obviously. And then if she sees Kaido, maybe she wants to fight Kaido.
Yeah, and that's the thing with pirates, right? She has her own self-interest. So she might ally with Kaido if she thinks it's in her interest, but if she decides that, I also want to attack Kaido's henchmen because they pissed me off, she's still going to do it. And what's Kaido going to do? Well, because you attacked one of my henchmen, I'm not going to be allies with you, another Yonko. I doubt it.
I just hope she doesn't just ignore everything and only focus on wiping out Kaido's men and like going to fight Kaido now. I doubt it though.
Yeah, so if you're right, if right now she completely switches and she's like, you destroyed that one town, so now I'm going to destroy you, Kaido, and join the Straw Hats, then yeah, that would be.
Well, even if she doesn't necessarily join the Straw Hats, she could just go up and like just go and try fighting Kaido while Luffy's also fighting. So like, she's not partnering with Luffy, but she's still helping the cause, which would kind of suck.
That would be pretty funny though if Big Mom's like, yo, I want to join the Straw Hats.
Yo,
like,
Luffy, what up? Nakama.
It's like, what? Like, our ship's kind of small. And it's like, no, seriously, I want to join the Straw Hats. Like, you have like 80 kids. And it's like, no.
But yeah, she could go up there and now it's a free-for-all. Like, she's fighting Luffy, she's fighting Kaido, and they're all fighting each other. That's also possible.
That's very possible.
Although I like the idea that she's separated from the fight and now would have to fight like Kid and Law and kill her, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think Big Mom's gonna fall this arc. I think this is Kaido will, but I don't think Big Mom will because she really didn't get a lot of backstory.
Kaido didn't get any backstory.
No, but I think we'll get Kaido's backstory as the arc.
Hopefully, yeah, very soon.
Bro, he was just a fish the whole time. Anyway,
strong mindset.
At the end of the chapter 1011, Ulti shows up, so maybe Ulti's gonna fight Big Mom for a while now and keep her busy.
True. Yeah, but Ulti was like, she got absolutely clapped by Yamato, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think Ulti is kind of like low tier compared to
one
like
shot from Big Mom.
Yeah.
Maybe not one shot, but yeah, she's not gonna be unless she has some secret abilities that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Which can always happen.
I'm sure she does. I don't even doubt it.
I just hope Shanks shows up. I don't even care
That's another
why.
thing. Like, there may be a good third party like One Piece, like Apex coming in, like Blackbeard or Shanks, or maybe like the world government or something.
Bro, they both show up and the world government shows up, and it's
then this is the final war and One Piece ends.
So that's where the war begins, bro.
Say that, Briggs. No.
And then the next arc is the greatest war or some shit, like the prophesized war. Well, it is converging, right? It's converging. It might not happen at the end of Wano. It might be another arc before it or whatever. But yeah, you can see that the world government is making a move because they abolished the warlord system, and they're very concerned about Kaido and Big Mom teaming up.
Isn't the CP0 there?
CP0 is there, yeah, correct.
Exactly. So like, there's
Yeah,
definitely a threat, and Blackbeard's the type of guy to be opportune, like come in like the final moments as well. So there's a lot that could happen with Wano, and I feel like something big's gonna happen. Because if Luffy just kills Kaido and we don't like that's boring.
Agreed.
And there was also mentioned, and a few people in the chat mentioned it, so we can talk about it. Big Mom has like this mother mode where when she sees like cute little kids, she sometimes gets all like parent-y with them rather than being her aggressive self. So that might affect her mood for a little bit.
I do not expect Big Mom to have any sort of aggression towards Otama. If anything, she's gonna be very nice, and maybe it'll affect her mood, and she'll be like a mom.
Like a mom.
Yeah, but then the question is, how far will it affect her mood? Because I don't think she's gonna like be like, okay, well, I'm on Luffy's side now.
No, I don't think so.
I hope Nox's favorite character shows up. Perorirorin!
I do like. He's not my favorite character, but he's better than Cracker.
I mean, I guess, but he's not great. I'm not a huge
He's
fan
not
of
great.
Perorirorin.
I mean, I'm a Katakuri boy. I'm waiting for Katakuri's next appearance.
So Katakuri's still on Whole Cake, right?
Yeah.
As far as
we
we're
know.
concerned. Anyway, boys, I think we've covered it all.
For sure. It was a fun time, fun ranting, fun talking about the chapters, and all in all, just a good time with the boys.
Hell
That's what it's all about.
We'll be back for the One Piece version in a few weeks when we get a few chapters. And until then, we're doing the Naruto version, so check that out. Same time as One Piece, which is Tuesdays. Every Tuesday comes out. And also we have the Rank of Anime podcast, which is on Thursdays and which is exclusive to Spotify. And following us there actually helps us out a lot. So thank you guys. We're over 85,000 followers on Spotify, which is a
I
big
thought you were
deal.
going to say 85 million for a second. I was going to freak
That
out.
would be sick. That would be sick, bro. 85 million subscribers.
85,000 subscribers.
Okay, don't even. Yeah,
Also,
right.
I do want to say that the Naruto version, which is happening next week, will cover chapters 172 through 190.
Yeah, so we're going hard.
Yeah.
We're going hard on the Naruto.
Hell yeah.
Naruto.
Although I still want to do an episode of One Piece version where we get like Hiding and Recon and talk about their version experience.
Yes, because we have some friends now who watched the first 100 episodes of the anime or something like that, right?
So Recon should be to 75 shortly.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting for me because this whole time I've been the virgin and now I'll be the Chad questioning the virgins. That would be a cool special episode, yeah.
So I love the fact that Recon has to watch 75 episodes of One Piece and he's already watched like over 50 simply from losing bets to me.
Yes.
I'm gonna make him watch all of One Piece. Let's go.
Bro.
Yo, he's the Prince of Chess. He's the Prince of Apex. He'll come soon. I'm the Prince of Smite. You could slap him around a little bit.
In reality, he's just Tsunade.
No.
Tsunade. All right, boys. Solid episode.
Yeah, thank you guys. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.
Bang!